A lot of NHL teams should feel really lucky that they have that one young star to really lead them into the future, but some NHL teams are actually lucky enough to have two, and in today's video I want to talk about 5 young NHL duos that will dominate the NHL for many years. And before you go down to the comment section getting mad and asking where your favorite players are or where these guys are, everyone in this video is 22 years of age or under, because that's where I cut it off at, because I didn't want to make it like 24 because you really could have had so many young duos. And these players do not have to play together, and what I mean by that is they don't have to play on the same line. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Starting off the video with the one that you guys saw in the thumbnail, and that is Elias Patterson and Brock Boeser from the Vancouver Canucks. And this year we really saw a glimpse of what these guys are going to be capable of moving on into the future, but sadly neither of them were able to play a full schedule because they were both injured a little bit. But hopefully next year they can both play a full 82 game season or close to it, and then we can really see the damage that these two can do. Starting off with Brock Boeser, he's a 22-year-old winger. In the 2017-18 season, played in 62 games. He was an all-star in his rookie season. Did face injury though, which sucks. I'm really hoping he can stay healthy for the full year next season. 29 goals and 26 assists for 55 points in just 62 games. Those are some very impressive stats. And then this year, he was very impressive as well. 69 games played, 26 goals and 30 assists for 56 points. And for Brock Boeser next season, I really just think it is a matter of him staying healthy. And I know it wasn't his fault by any means. You know, injuries are just something you can't really avoid. But I think if he does stay healthy, he is a guy who is capable of being a 40 goal scorer and being a player who's up there around a point per game when the season does come to an end. And then if you pair that with a guy like Elias Patterson, you have a pretty ridiculous 1-2 punch, especially at such a young age. Now looking at Elias Patterson, 20 years old, a centerman, 2017-18 in Sweden, 44 games played, 24 goals and 32 assists for 56 points. Obviously he had a record-breaking season over there, and then this season in the NHL he came on and really showed what all the hype was about and really didn't disappoint anyone. I think he will win the Calder Trophy. I think he was the most consistent rookie from the start of the year right until the finish. Yes, Jordan Binnington was fantastic, but he wasn't playing there the full year. Brady Tkachuk was decent, Rasmus Dahlin was decent throughout the year, but I really just think it is Elias Patterson's award. 71 games played, 28 goals and 38 assists for 66 points. He did start off the year really hot, kind of cooled off a little bit towards the end, but really not even that much, and still had a fantastic year and gave the Vancouver Canucks fans a glimpse of what they should look forward to. And honestly, when you have guys like Quinn Hughes to pair along with these two as well, and then Bo Horvat, this team next year potentially could be one of the more fun teams to watch in the entire NHL, but definitely moving forward into the future, they have one of the best young duos in the entire league, and I honestly think they're going to dominate for a long time. Next up, we have a duo that I'm sure a lot of you guys knew would be in this video, and that is Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner from the Toronto Maple Leafs. I was going to put Nylander on instead of Marner because he does play with Austin Matthews a lot more than Marner does, but like I said at the start of the video, these two young players do not have to play together on the same line, and I just couldn't keep Mitch Marner out of this video. He had an amazing season. He's a 22-year-old winger, and in the 2017-18 year, he was pretty fantastic as well. 82 games played, 22 goals, and 47 assists for 69 points. And then this past season, he really stepped it up in a big way. And, you know, for all of his troubles, he's definitely going to get a pretty significant paycheck this summer, and he definitely deserves it. 82 games played this year, 26 goals, and 68 assists for 94 points, showing that he is a superstar caliber player in this league. And a lot of teams would be happy just to have a guy like Mitch Marner, but then the Leafs also have Austin Matthews, the 21-year-old centerman, former #1 overall pick. In the 2017-18 season, played in 62 games, had 34 goals and 29 assists for 63 points. And then this past season, 68 games played, 37 goals and 36 assists for 73 points. At the start of the year, it looked like Austin Matthews was just going to tear up the entire league. I wish he did stay healthy for the full year because we didn't really get to see what he is capable of playing a full 82 game schedule. Obviously in the 2017-18 season he was injured a little bit as well, so hopefully next year for Matthews and for the Leafs fans and organization he can stay healthy for a full season. But luckily for Mitch Marner, that hasn't been a problem. He played all 82 in the past 2 seasons, and that is always a very, very good sign. But this young duo moving forward is honestly scary, and then you still have John Tavares, Morgan Riley, William Nylander if he can bounce back, and it just has all the makings of a fantastic team and definitely an exciting time to be a Leafs fan. Next up, from the Carolina Hurricanes, we have Sebastian Aho and Andrey Tsvetkov. Sebastian Aho, the more established player of the two, with Svechnikov just being a rookie this season, but I am still confident that these two guys are going to be a force to be reckoned with together in the NHL over the next coming years. Starting off with Sebastian Aho, he's a 21-year-old centerman. The 2017-18 season played in 78 games, had 29 goals and 36 assists for 65 points, showing that he is going to be the future face of the franchise. Then this year, he made another significant leap forward. 82 games played, 30 goals, and 53 assists for 83 points. He was a huge piece in their season and one of the big reasons why they were able to not only get into the playoffs but have a deep run like they did, ultimately getting swept by the Boston Bruins, but an amazing season for Carolina, and I really do hope they can continue that momentum into next year because they really are a pretty fun team to watch. And then looking at Andrey Svechnikov, the former second overall pick, 19 years old, a right winger in the 2017-18 season with the Barrie Colts in the Ontario Hockey League. 44 games played, 40 goals, and 32 assists for 72 points. Obviously, we know what type of an offensive powerhouse he was in the juniors. It was just a matter of can he carry that over in his rookie season and be an impact player, and he did show that he can be an impact player at just 19 years old. 82 games played, scoring 20 goals as a rookie. That is a pretty impressive thing to do. 17 assists for 37 points. Maybe some people would have liked him to put up a bigger point total, but I still think scoring 20 goals as a 19-year-old is a very impressive thing and something that Carolina fans and organizations should really be excited about moving forward. Sebastian Aho really is an elite playmaker, and Andrey Svechnikov is hopefully going to turn into an elite sniper, and I think this 1-2 punch on the power play is really going to dominate the league for many years, and that's why I have them on this video, and Carolina fans should really feel lucky to have these guys. Next up, we have another young duo that I'm sure a lot of you guys figured would be in this video from the Winnipeg Jets. That is Patrik Laine and Kyle Connor. And before you guys go down in the comments and really start bashing Patrik Laine for the down year that he had, he's 21 years old. I don't look too much into it, and if you're 21 years old and 30 goals and 50 points is considered a down year for you, I think you are doing something right, and I'm pretty confident that next year he'll get back to the 2017-18 Patrik Laine that we're used to and really being an unstoppable goal scorer. He's a 21-year-old winger. In the 2017-18 season, 82 games played, 44 goals and 26 assists for 70 points, and then this year, like I said, he did have a down year. 82 games played, 30 goals and 20 assists for 50 points, and I know a lot of the concern wasn't just the point total, it was him being like a minus 20 or whatever he was on a top team in the NHL, but he is young, he's learning, and I think if you pair him with more of a defensive forward moving forward into the future, he's going to be just fine. And even if you don't, I think Patrik Laine is going to be fine. I don't think a lot of people should look into the down year that he had. Yes, young players, you want to see them consistently get better every year, but that is not always the case, and like I said, I'm confident that he will bounce back. And then you have Kyle Connor, the 22-year-old left winger. The 2017-18 season, in my opinion, he was one of the most underrated rookies. 76 games played, 31 goals and 26 assists for 57 points, and then this year he took another progressive step forward. 82 games played, 34 goals and 32 assists for 66 points, and you have a young tandem like this, and then you still have guys like Mark Scheifele, Blake Wheeler, you have Nikolai Ehlers as well, Kevin Hayes, hopefully they can re-sign him, and then they have Josh Morrissey, Connor Hellebuck in goal. This team is really going to be a powerhouse moving forward. I think they're going to have a bounce back year. It was just a weird year for the Winnipeg Jets. They were kind of up and down. Connor Hellebuck didn't have a great year, Patrik Laine didn't have a great year, they underachieved in the playoffs, but next year I think they're going to really come up with something to prove, especially Patrik Laine, and hopefully for them and their fans, they can have a bounce back year and get back to the team that we all know can be so dominant. But having Kyle Connor and Patrik Laine into the future is definitely a luxury that they should not take for granted. Now, finishing off the video with Alex DeBrincat and Dylan Strome, a young duo that I'm sure a lot of people did not think would ever happen coming into this season, but obviously that trade has worked out in the best way possible for the Chicago Blackhawks. Things in Arizona, it seemed like they just really were never going to work out between him and Dylan Strome, but now he's really showing why he was such a high draft pick and why he was regarded as a guy who was going to be such a dominant offensive force at the NHL level. But let's start off talking about Alex DeBrincat a second round pick, and he really is doing some amazing things. A 21-year-old winger, as a rookie, 28 goals and 24 assists for 52 points, really showing that he is going to be an impressive player and a big piece of their team moving forward. And then he made another significant leap this year, 41 goals and 35 assists for 76 points, once again playing in all 82 games, which is always a good sign. But Alex DeBrincat really was just showing that he can be the savior of this team. Obviously, they were, not the dynasty dynasty that they once were. Some of their older players were getting up there in age, their core was kind of aging, and then coming in to save the day was Alex DeBrincat, and now luckily for him, he has some help with Strome. They traded Nick Schmaltz away to get Strome, and that trade is just looking like highway robbery for the Chicago Blackhawks team. Strome, the 22-year-old centerman, 17-18 season with Arizona, played in just 20 games, had 3 goals and 3 assists for 6 points. And then this year was the year that Arizona really wanted him to come in and show why they drafted him so high, but it was just off to a really slow start, and I think their patience just got fed up and they decided to trade Strome. And now with the Blackhawks at the end of the year, he's just been fantastic. 78 games played total for the year, 20 goals and 37 assists for 57 points. The majority of those goals and assists and total points coming with the Blackhawks, and really showing that he can be a huge piece of this team moving forward. And it really is impressive how quickly these two just got instant chemistry together. Obviously, we do know they played together for the Barrie Colts, and that's where a lot of their chemistry does come from. But just an impressive year for both of these guys, and Chicago Blackhawks fans should be very excited moving forward, and I think next year we can really expect big things from these two young stars. So that is going to wrap up the video. I really hope you guys did enjoy. I'm probably going to do a part 2 on this because I think there is a lot of other young duos that played together that really could have made it onto this video. And like I said, make sure not to go down to the comment section and freaking out and commenting where these players, because remember, it is 22 years of age or under and they do not have to play together. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel for daily NHL content, and I will see you guys all in the next video.